Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of my Football Manager career with Notts County. We are towards the end of January in our second season. We currently sit second in the table. We played 29 games. We have won 15, drawn 5, lost 9. Scored 55 goals, conceded 39 with a goal difference of obviously plus 16. We have 50 points. We are second in the table. We are 15 points behind runaway leaders Sheffield United. We are 1 point ahead of the MK Dons and Colchester. We then have Sheffield Wednesday, who are in 5th, and Brentford in 6th. Down the bottom we have Coventry, who are in last place on 27 points. Crawley have 28, Rotherham have 29, and Fleetwood have 31. Quickly show you how we've got on in the month so far. Started with a 3-0 defeat away at Fulham in the FA Cup. It was an unfortunate defeat, but against Premier League opposition we couldn't really have expected much else. Lee Barnard was sent off in that game early on as well. We then went away to Fleetwood in the league and lost that game 1-0. Still suffering from the effects of the game against Fulham, and the team just didn't seem to be on their game that day. You see, there was only 2 players with a rating over 7, and it was John Mousinho with the goal after 67 minutes that got the victory for Fleetwood. We had 3 shots, 7 on target. Possession was fairly even. Fleetwood had 4 shots from 14 on target. After that game we managed to bounce back against Swindon in the league, and this was a fantastic result. Danny Haynes opened the scoring on 9 minutes. Jamal Campbell-Rice made it 2 after 17 minutes from the penalty spot. Then Dean Leacock made it 3 after 30 minutes, and David Bell made it 4 after 42 minutes. We had 4 players booked as well. Liddell, Leacock, Dunbar and Smith all booked. We had 5 shots on target, scored with 4 of those, and we had 9 shots on goal in total. We gave up slightly more possession there. Swindon had the better 52%. Swindon had 7 shots on target and 16 shots on goal in total, and scored 1 goal through Simon Lappin. After that game against Swindon we had an awful display against Bradford. We went 2-0 up and the signs were like we were improving again. Jermaine Giles put us 1-0 up after 6 minutes, and then Osman Sow made it 2 after 59, but then goals from Ambrose 77, Taylor 84 and Hansen 91st minute sealed a 3-2 comeback victory for Bradford. We then played a game against Coventry, who are bottom of the table. We went 1-0 down early doors through Carl Baker's goal after 26 minutes, but then Manny Smith made it 1-0 after 39, and Jamal Campbell-Rice with a counter-attack goal 5 minutes from time made it 2-1. We had 5 shots on target, 13 shots on goal. Coventry had 4 shots on target, 7 shots on goal, and we bossed possession with 62% possession. Jamal Campbell-Rice with a man of the match 7.8 rating. And that leads us to today's game against Preston. Preston are slight favourites to win the match, but we should be able to hold a good account of ourselves. Tactics were on the 4-1-3-2 formation. We have, in this January period, we have lost 1 player who has left the club. I'll show you in Transfer Centre. Go to Transfer History. In fact, we've lost 2. Lenny Carson has gone on loan to Bishop Stortford, and Damien Mazika has gone to Stevenage for 75,000. He was due. How much was he due? He was due. I think it was 12,000. He was due back from that transfer. They've offered him more money than we could. His contract was up for renewal at this present moment in time, and it was going to run out at the end of the season, and I just did not want to sign him back up. We do have a couple more players whose contracts are up for renewal. We have David Bell, who has played 14 appearances, got 2 goals, 7 assists. He's 31 and he's on £2,000 a week. I think there is potentially better out there. If I can sign him to a deal for less money or maybe the same, I may re-sign him. But he's 3-star. He's playing to his current ability. Jordan McMillan is another guy. He's playing to his current ability. It's £1,200 a week. I think we can do better, so I'm not going to look to renew his. And the other 2 players whose contracts are renewing or contracts are due to run out are both loanees, so we don't have to worry about those 2. But we have a whole host of players whose contracts are running out at the end of next season. Quickly show you the goals. So is leading the way with 14 goals for the club. Haynes has 10, Smith has 9, Barnard 6, along with Campbell Rice and De Vaio. Leading the assist is Sheehan with 9, Campbell Rice 8, Bell 7, So 5. Then we had Little and Boucard both with 4 apiece. Average ratings, Manny Smith leads the way with a 7.32 rating. Then you've got David Bell with a 7.19, Campbell Rice with a 7.15, Boucard with a 7.08 and Sheehan with a 7.05. In our last 5 games though, David Bell has really stepped up with a 7.5. Coulthridge has a 7.4, Little has a 7.2, Smith a 7.1. So that's how the team is looking. I'll quickly show you the finances. You can see we are looking fairly healthy. We have a season's transfer budget remaining of 57,000. Expenditure has been steady across the board. Income has been good, and you see the projection. Turnover of 8.63 million, expenditure of 8.1 million gives us a profit of 475,000. Obviously, in that turnover, there are players who have been sold as well, but the wage costs have been higher with all the free agents that have been brought in due to players being sold. We still may sell a player. Gary Little still wants to be sold, so we may be selling him. We're just yet to figure that one out. If we can sell him, that's great. He's valued at 575,000, and you see there promises pleased at seeing movement with regards to being sold. So that's it. Let's go and have a look at see how and what we can do for this game against Preston. See, Moyo is back fit. We have Richardson, Bell and Boucard in the midfield. Haynes and So up front with Stewart, Heinrich, Smith and McMillan at the back. On the bench, I would put De Vaio, but he is he's poor. His form and morale is poor, so I am slightly concerned about that his good start to the season has gone, and we are not going to see the best of him anymore. But you see there, Preston are playing a 4-5-1 formation, so we do need to be concerned that they are going to boss midfield. Kevin Davies up front is always going to be a threat. Let's have a look. Not the easiest game to predict. Having said that, I'm not putting my money on Notts County today, even though Preston are struggling away from home at the moment. I fancy North End to just about win this one. Preston are in 10th in the table. I'm going to do. So Preston are 9 points behind us, but they do have a game in hand. So if they win this and their game in hand, they'll only go to 3 points behind. Opposition instructions are all set. So I'm going to go and passionately say, we are Preston after what happened in our last match. Go out there and take revenge. And I'm also going to do the old passionate. I have faith in you. Get all the players motivated and fired up. And let's get this game underway. Opening kick-off from Preston, so obviously we'll be kicking off the second half, and it's Clark with the ball. Possession is now coming up. Apparently we've had one shot already. We've committed one foul as well. Preston, the possession's coming down a bit. I was going to say Preston were bossing the possession, but that is coming down a bit more, and the referee calls Bell over, and he is given a warning. That's 8 minutes gone. We've committed 3 fouls. Struggling to keep possession so far. We should retain possession, says my assistant, so I will sort that out. Kevin Stewart could be in trouble here, and he has been given a yellow card. So we've committed 6 fouls. So that G-up I gave to the players has actually potentially worked against us, and they are going out and they are looking to foul Preston at every opportunity. At half-time, if the possession hasn't really changed, I will look to move Boucard from the defensive midfield position into an attacking, or not so much an attacking midfield, but into a more central midfield, and just go to a flat 4-4-2. Good way to counteract their 4-5-1. But it's Smith with the ball, forward to Boucard, who plays it forward to Richardson, and goes back to Heinrich. Long ball forward, Haynes gets on the end of that, Haynes in the box. Haynes inside, has a shot, and that has gone wide. Unlucky, would have hoped he could have hit the target, at least made the keeper save it, but he couldn't. And so we've had 2 shots, none on target. Preston have had no shots. They've now had one shot and it was on target. Unfortunately, it didn't warrant a highlight. We're getting shots from goal and too far out. Make those changes. Right. So, I think with those fouls that have been committed and the fact that we've only had one shot on target from 3, I'm going to change to a 4-4-2 and see how that goes for, say, 15 minutes into the second half. Possession has become more even, but with that other man in central midfield, there is a good chance we could take this game by the scruff of the neck and go on and push for that winner. So 1 goal is all we need. Right, Passionate, I have faith in you. Passionate, you have the ability. Passionate, you have the ability. Right, that's all sorted. Let's go to overview. Right, let's move Richardson there. Move Boucard there. And just see how we're going. Let's have a quick look at fitness. Everyone's fitness seems to be okay. We do have Lee Barnard on the bench for up front, and we have decent midfield cover. So let's hope that this 4-4-2 now can sort something out. It looked to be a long ball forward to Haynes, but he couldn't get on the end of it. Stewart with the ball. And that was just the opening exchanges at the start of the second half. Possession is even. I will be hoping that this formation changed the fact that we were sort of level on possession. We could now go on and gain the upper hand and look for a 60% possession. It's saying Richardson has been prone to a few errors in this game, so I am going to look to take Richardson off, and we'll use the presence of Jermaine Jenas. We'll also change Coulthris for Moyo. He's just come back from injury, and Lee Barnard will have on for So. 3 changes, half an hour for these players to make some impact, and Moyo gets booked just before he gets sent off. It's not sent off, substituted. God, if he got sent off, that would be annoying. Preston have had 2 shots, 2 on target. We've not seen either of those. We've now committed 16 fouls, only the 2 yellow cards. Possession hasn't improved like I was hoping it would. Boucard now booked, and yeah, I was hoping possession would improve, but I guess with their 5 in midfield, there was always a chance it wouldn't improve. I was hoping it would due to the football we were playing. But yeah, there was a predicted win for Preston before this game. They were the favourites. Not much has been happening. It looks like we are now potentially going to get a chance. No, is it going to fall to Preston? There's 90 seconds left, and it's Hume. Fouled by Stewart. Stewart has already been booked, so I'm expecting him sent off here. That's Stewart's 2nd yellow. Yep, he is off the pitch. Right, definitely time to change the formation. I think would be probably the best thing to do. Macmillan can play right as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to 3 at the back. I'm going to drop Barnard down here. Haynes up front on his own. Boucard drops back down here. And we go like that. Only for 1 minute. I just need to defend this free kick. And yep, 1 extra minute. Ball is hoofed clear. And that's it. All over. As it says at the bottom, a bore draw. And apparently we should sympathise with the team. There we go. You were unlucky tonight. Well, fellas, you were a little bit unlucky there. So that draw keeps us in 2nd place. We lose a couple more points on Sheffield United, but as long as we stay 2nd is ideal, because obviously it then means promotion. But for me, top 6 and playoffs is okay. Promotion would be ideal. It's more money. There's better players we can attract for next season in the Championship, but still a long way to go. There's 16 games left in the season, so we are a fair way off. We've got transfer deadline day coming up as well. We may look to try and hopefully sell Liddell and bring in some more money and potentially bring in 1 or 2 more players. There are a couple of players who we could bring in. Dom Dwyer is one name who has been bandied around. You see here Paul King has circulated 24-year-old Dom Dwyer. Part of me would like Dom Dwyer, as obviously he's part of the was part of the Sporting Kansas setup He still is in real life, but for this, he isn't. I mean, I'd love to have had him with us in this. I may look to bring him in. It could be one I haven't seen. In fact, we cannot actually have a look. See, you cannot afford to scout, which is rather unfortunate. We'll approach to sign. See, I don't know what wage he wants. If he's going to be a first team player, we'll go to 1,000. Suggest terms. So he seems happy with those terms, so we'll look to see if we can get him in. I'll quickly move forward a little bit just so you guys can see if Dom Dwyer decides to sign for us. Yeah, Gary Dixon was meant to be on loan and it's now coming to an end. He was we were asked to extend his loan, but he rejected and didn't want to do his loan. So let's go for defensive positioning for the training. Scouts are looking at players. Right, so yeah, he didn't want to come back. Or didn't want to stay on loan. He wanted to come back. So I'm going to try and use him, as Lemeris remains incapable of placing shots, and Dom Dwyer has accepted the offer. Let's get him in. There we go. It's not a problem. Another striker in. That gives us 4 strikers. Kulthrist is obviously a striker attacking left mid. So yeah, there's Dom Dwyer, valued at 150,000. Report says he is, could be up to a 3.5-star player. Pretty good. Even if we've got him in for this season and next, if he can help us get into the Championship with scoring a few goals, then that is ideal. That's all we really want. So Rotherham in this next game, and they are even money favourites for the game. Dwyer is available for the match against Rotherham. I know it's early days, but I think we're ready. I'm pleased to have the opportunity. What impact, if any, will this signing have on the rest of the Notts County squad? I think it'll be a massive lift to everyone. I'm confident Dwyer can produce when it matters. I'm hoping he can make a big contribution, which I am on him. If he can get 5-10 goals for us, I think maybe 10, maybe a bit optimistic. In 16 games, he may play in half of them. If he can get us 5 goals, they could be 5 crucial goals. Will this signing see you change the tactics you employ? I don't want to reveal any tactic decisions in public. You caught many people off guard with this signing. Was it hard to keep it under wraps? I don't want to discuss internal things. Dom Dwyer joins a very large squad. I appreciate the fans' concern, but Dom is a vital part of the future, otherwise I would not have signed him. There we go. Right guys, I will call it a day there, and I will be back with you at the end of... actually, no, I won't be back at the end of Feb. I'll be back for the home tie against Sheffield United, the second leg of the Johnson's Paint Trophy North final. Yeah, rather than being back for the Brentford game, I'll be back for that game. We do have some chance at silverware this season, so yeah, we'll be back for the second leg. Obviously playing Sheffield United top of the table. Going to be an interesting encounter. It is a 2-legged affair though, so we'll just have to see what happens in that. But guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Cheers!